Hi guys, welcome back to another part of my house. Welcome back to my channel. We're gonna create this portion of my channel, grapes with Gladys. No, I'm kidding. Actually, comment down below if that should be a thing. Anywho, today's video is about being a busybody. And so at Georgetown, one of the things I do in my senior year is this thing called senior capstone. And essentially it's a group of 4 of us on the board, and we each have a role to play in the organization. And students who are seniors apply to be a part of senior capstone dinners, which during the spring each of us lead a group of seniors along with a faculty member. And it's really a time for us to be reflective on our Georgetown experience through different topics and conversations, like what it means to be a marginalized group. Not to say that everyone in the group is marginalized, but your experiences, you know, at Georgetown, what you learned from it, what you expected from it, what shocks you the most. So we eat dinner every week together, and we just literally chit chat and reflect. This past week, we were talking about how the culture of Georgetown tends to be very busybody, and if you're not doing a lot, then you're not doing enough, or if you're not doing a lot, then you're not doing your best. And it really got me thinking about my life particularly, and how I always seem to be like out and about and what you would call busybody. But I think there's really a difference in being a busybody who's productive and being a busybody who is not productive. You can be a busybody and not be productive. But first, before I even talk about that, I want to first give you guys an idea of what a week in my life is like, just based off my regular schedule and how my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday looks. Just want to give you guys an idea, just so you know, and explain a couple of things as to why my life may be quote-unquote busy. So let's start with Mondays, okay? So on Mondays, I work from 10 to 12:30 p.m. and then I have class from 12:30 to 3 p.m. and then I work again at 3 to 5 p.m. and then I work again at 8 p.m. and then I work from 8 p.m. to midnight. That's Mondays. On Tuesdays, I have class at 9:30 to 10:45 a.m. which I'm skipping right now to do this video because I stayed up till 5 a.m. writing the papers, so here we are. And then I have work from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then class again from 2 to 3:15. And then I have the capstone dinners at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and then I work from 10 p.m. to midnight. Wednesdays, I work from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and then I have a class from 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m., another class from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and then I work from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Thursdays, I have class from 9:30 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. and then I have work from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then I have class from 2 p.m. to 3:15 p.m. and that's it for Thursdays. And then on Friday, I have no classes, but that's usually the time that I travel to go back home because I go to church every single weekend, and my church is located in Stamford, Connecticut. So, and I live in New Jersey. So yeah, like I either go back to Jersey, but the whole point of me going home every weekend is just so that I can go to church because we have service on Fridays and Sundays. And so Saturday, I'm at home, but there's usually always some kind of event that's happening. If it's not an event, it's me trying to support a friend. If it's not that, then it's a church program going on that involves my Saturdays. And then Sundays, I have church, and I use it to also travel back to school. That is a week in my life. So I don't have many gaps during a week. And the reason why I feel like my life has become so busy is because of the weekends I sacrifice to go back home to go to church. And so what happens is the 2 jobs I have to work all my hours from Monday to Thursday essentially. And so that's why my week is very busy, because between me physically being in class and me physically being at work, there's not a lot of room I get to myself. It's like maybe 3 hours here. The most is on a Thursday when I get out of class at 3:15. But most times I really come to my room and I just sleep. or the long hour gap I have on Tuesdays from 3:15 to 8 p.m. and I use those to go to the grocery store, to cook the dinner for the capsule dinners I was talking about, or to get the stuff for people who want to cook that week, and other responsibilities and things I hold on campus, roles I hold on campus that requires me to meet with people. I usually fill in those gaps. And then outside of eating, showering, brushing my teeth, and just like being a human being, I don't get a lot of time to myself. And the time I would get to myself during the weekends typically is used like traveling home, which I count it all as joy. Like, I love it. Don't think that I'm like being super religious and like be forced to go home every week. That is not the case. I chose to go home every week to attend church, and I know people are like, well, there are churches in your neighborhood. There are churches in my neighborhood, but when you have found your appointed place, you would do anything to stay at your appointed place. That's a separate video though. That's not the point of this video. So yeah, and talking about being a busybody, I was just kind of like, you know, it's very easy and simple for you to feel at Georgetown like you do a lot, but I had to really understand that there's a lot of things I do, but for the longest time I kind of felt guilty because I kind of felt like I was just being a busybody. But everything that I have a responsibility to is something I actually have to do. I have to go to work because I cannot be broke. I have to go to school because I need an education. I have to go to church because I long to be in the presence of God. I long to service God. Like, that's a responsibility and a priority I've made in my life. And so everything else, and then the responsibilities I have to the clubs on campus, it's something I chose to do and I want to do, but in further run, I believe gives me a lot of skills and allows me and gives me a platform to do things that I wouldn't be able to if I wasn't involved in those things, if you follow my train of thought. So yeah, so at the end of the day, we choose to do what we want to do in life. Like, and something that also really helped me is that you have to look at it from a perspective of, this is something I don't have to do, but this is something I get to do. Did you catch that? Because what I realized is I start to get very fatigued and tired of going to class, of going to work, of going to church and all those different things, because I started to look at it as though it was something that I had to do, like someone's forcing me to be there. And so the joy I had when I began those things, the joy I had when I first wanted to commit to these things, is no longer there because I am so physically tired. But then if you really look at it from a perspective of, this is something I don't have to go to work, but this is something I get to do. I get to go to work. I get to have the privilege of having a job. I don't have to go to class, but I get the privilege of having an education and paying for that education. I don't have to go to church, but I get a privilege of knowing who God is and being able to serve in his house and being able to physically get myself there every week. You know, I think that comes to, at least it helped my own inner guilt I felt of being like I was being a busybody, because I was like, these are not things that I have to do, but these are privileges that I get to experience in life. And so I think it will help many of you, especially if you were similar to me, who felt as though you were constantly busy and like you are just always tired. I think I always feel tired because I physically do a lot of things, which you end up fatigued. However, it's always important to also one, it's okay to hit the reset button sometimes. As in, sometimes there's a day where you're just kind of like, I cannot go to this class, or I cannot go to work, or I cannot do this. For me, that's where it stops. I cannot not go to church. I have to go to church. So that's where it stops, the work and class. Where you're kind of like, I cannot go. Sometimes you have to really check yourself. Is it you cannot go because you're being lazy in the moment? Like, you are tired, which is valid, but are you being lazy? Or you really cannot go because this is one of those times or moments where you really just need to hit the reset button. I know myself really well, so I know when I can identify which one it is. Like today, I didn't go to class because I wanted to pack for the weekend and I wanted to make this video. And I chose to not go to class, not because I really felt like I could not, like it was one of those reset days, but because I knew that I needed the time I would use to be in class, I needed it to do other things. And that was just a personal decision. Like, I could have definitely went to class and figured out like how to, you know, do the time thing in a different way, but I chose not to. So yeah, all that to say, like, I think it's very good to live a productive life, especially in your youth. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1, we shall go there right now. It says, remember your creator in the days of your youth, before the days of trouble come and the years approach when you will say, I find no pleasure in them. And another version says, don't let the excitement of youth cause you to forget your creator. Honor him in your youth before you grow old in life and say life is not pleasant anymore. So to me, how I take this as is, while I'm young, while I'm able-bodied, while I'm able to, you know, work 23 hours a week and go to school full-time and able to travel back and forth, why not really use this time to do the things that I can do with the energy I have? Why not use the time to build legacy now? Why not use the time to put in the prayers now while I'm able to, so that I can enjoy later on in life? The world really has that mentality twisted backwards. It's live your life, sis, live your life, bro, while you're young, and then figure the rest out later. And for me, and being Christian and being in my faith, I believe that I need to fight the battles and break generational curses and do all those things while I'm young, so that my offspring does not suffer from silly decisions I chose to make, and etc, etc. So I really do believe that it's important for you to fight in the days of your youth and to put in that work now. And so me being busy and tired and all those things do come with the kind of busy days I have, but I wouldn't trade it to be trying to do this when I'm like 30 or 40. You get it? And then also, I just want to take you guys to also Proverbs chapter 6, verse 9 to 11. It reads, how long will you lie there, you sluggard? When you get up from your sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. Did y'all catch that? This part of the video is for those people who also feel very lazy every day. How long will you sleep? How long will you allow? Because what this verse is saying is that essentially, when you sleep, you become poor. When you sleep too much, you become poor. Excuse me, but when you sleep too much, you become poor, because those hours in which you're sleeping, you could be using it to build a business. You could be using it to build yourself up in the spirit. You could be using it to do a lot of things. And I know we need 8 hours of sleep, yada yada, scientifically, blah blah blah. But honestly, a lot of successful people I know don't get 8 hours of sleep. And it's not because they're miserable, killing themselves every night. I don't believe that. I believe that they know, like I previously said, they know when it's time to hit the reset button, and they know when they can keep pushing themselves. And so, you know, we have 24 hours in a day, but the schedule I just read to y'all earlier, that takes like 12 hours of my day. I leave the house at 9:30 or 11 a.m. I don't get back at midnight. The other 12 hours is used to either eating, sleeping, being at meetings. Easily I have 9 hours left. If I get 8 or 9 hours of sleep, I don't get to do much more than the things I listed. But I have to get less sleep to do the things that I did not list, which is like looking into businesses, which is like reading books to help me learn about things that I want to currently learn about, which is the responsibilities I hold outside of school and work, like clubs and planning events. That's where those other hours have to go to. So for me now, I have to lose sleep. However, I count it all as joy, and I count it all as an opportunity that not everyone has. So yeah, my camera's dying, and so I have to end this video sooner than I thought. Gladys. But thank you for coming to Grapes with Gladys. Thank you for coming to Grapes with Gladys. Gems with Gladys. Gems with Gladys. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Gems with Gladys, or Gems with Glow at dun, 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 dun. Gems with Glow at dun, 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 dun. Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. No, thank you. Like, comment, share, subscribe, share this video with people you think it might be helpful to, or if you're recently in conversation about something like this, share it with someone. It costs $0. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Everything is flashing red, so in case I don't get to properly end the video, just know that it's over and Gladys is. Also, don't forget to turn on your post notifications so that you can be notified every single time I post. And with that being said, Gladys is out.